Right, this is Jack here from Explaining His Sessions. We're here with Tim, and we're going to here to talk about session number 3, which was a killer session yet again. We had USA Nails to headline. We had spoilers, yeah,
We did.
and a band called Death Traps to start, Tim, which was it important for you for many reasons?
I know a little bit about them, yeah. So this is a bit of slight bit of nepotism in this lineup. In that I'd wanted to book USA Nails for since I think one of the first bands I spoke to you about wanting to book, and then when we got them, that was the first band, but we had to kind of we had to agree on a fee. I mean, it was nothing outrageous.
Yeah.
So they
No. And we made it as well. Actually,
we gave them more. I think. Yeah, we actually gave them more than what they asked for, which was great. No, because obviously at that time we were doing the whole pay whatever you can. We never quite knew how much we were going to have as a budget. So, but we just, I think between us, we kind of said whatever they want.
Yeah,
like I said, they weren't asked. They weren't asking for an unreasonable amount at all. I mean, they were asking for way less than what we give bands now. So
exactly.
So fair play to them.
Exactly.
But then as soon as we booked USA Nails, obviously I was playing in a band at that point called Death Traps. We'd not been going too long, and decided that this would be the optimum gig for us to jump on. So, booked myself to play my night with one of my favourite bands. But I mean, isn't that what it's all about?
Yeah. It was an easy booking. Do you know what I mean? There was no toing and froing, or it was all good. It was all good. And so you guys started off. You guys were good, Death Traps. I remember that. What was that junior? Well, there was it. I used to call it Salvation Army, but I know it's not Salvation Army.
Salvation Army, yeah.
Salvation Army.
So that's the song. Yeah, that's the song that I've got to play. So yeah, that was actually one of the last songs that we wrote. So we did an EP, which I recorded and obviously mixed and everything for us. So we put a little EP out, which is up on. I think it's still up on Spotify now. Actually, you can still get it on Spotify.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, we played for about 6 months a year, I think.
Yeah.
It came to an end for various reasons. Nothing particularly exciting. Just as these things do. A couple of people in the band just wanted to do other things, not even necessarily music related. Just, I mean, I'm sure you can imagine what it's like with all your endeavours when you get into your 30s and whatnot. It's does start to become quite a commitment. Attending practices once or twice a week, and life stuff just gets in the way. And if you're not really committed, or not if you're not committed, if you're not able to give the level of commitment that's required to keep 4 people satisfied and hungry and whatnot, then it's quite easy for these things just to naturally come to an end. So, but it was fun. This gig was fun. It was a pretty decent crowd from what I remember, and I'm pretty happy with the recording of it. We played slightly fast. I think it was a bit of a nerves thing. We'd not been playing, and actually I'd not really. I think this gig might have been because we played at the Victoria. That was the first gig I'd done in like however many years. And yeah, so this gig was only like the second gig or something, or we'd only done a few gigs. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So we were all still fairly kind of getting back into the swing of playing live again. Because two of the bands were guys who I was in maths class with when I was back in the day, which was kind of the main band, I guess, that I played in back when I was a youth. So that was nice to be playing with those guys again. And then we had a couple of and then a friend of ours just sort of joined as an extra guitarist, a second guitarist even, just to kind of add another little sort of dimension to it, which was good actually as well, bringing someone else in to sort of break up little trio that we had for a while. But yeah, no, it was fun. We really liked the music that we were playing, and it would have been quite interesting to see where we'd have gone with it. But these things happen, and you can't have regrets for that kind of thing. So yeah.
Right. Well,
Play
so we're
it?
gonna should play the tune. Is it that tune? Yeah.
It is Salvation Army. Yeah.
It's a good tune. It's a good tune. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, so listening back, I do like it. It's definitely it's fast. You can hear the nerves, especially as the song progresses. Just kind of gets a little bit more frantic, but
Or you just want to finish it? We just got to get to the end.
Well, I'd only just kind of got back into playing the drums live at that point, so it's a strange thing. You kind of, I don't know if it's a personal thing to me playing drums, but I've always struggled to gauge just how fast I'm playing. Obviously, it's an adrenaline thing. So when you're pumped, you don't realize. And also, I think you're able to play faster than you ever could when you're in practice. Because when you're in practice,
Yeah, yeah. That was good, man. You guys are good. I like, you're a good band. Like, a good band to have on the thing. So everyone should check out your EP
yeah,
on Bandcamp.
I think it's,
And,
yeah, it's on Bandcamp. I think it's on Spotify.
yeah,
I'm pretty happy. It was also one of the first things I recorded as well and mixed and all that kind of
yeah.
stuff. So
There was there was that good video you did as well. Was it that song? And there's another one. I kind of liked it with the had like the communist kind of like the people.
yes.
Yeah,
So
Stalin.
that was that was Slow Lotion. That was off the first
Yeah,
EP. So
good.
that's on YouTube. Yeah, I made that I just found loads of old footage of Soviet warplanes and
Yeah, it was good.
sort of spliced it in with some like weird kind of creepy 80s fitness videos and stuff, and just yeah, it was a bit of a mishmash of stuff, but it sort of came together quite nicely, and
Yeah, no, yeah, it was good.
fit the song quite well.
So moving on from Death Traps, then we
Yeah.
had went straight into spoilers as well. Obviously, so it was Craig's
Craig times
coming
two,
back,
getting back down again. Yeah,
and obviously, and there's Eddie the Whale as well. Yeah, does he play
yeah.
spoilers?
So he used to. I think from the last time I saw them, he wasn't playing with them. So I think. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with them because I think as well the drummer may have left as well because I know Callum from Ulrika Spacek and various other projects and whatnot. He was playing drums on their last tour, so I don't know what.
Okay.
I don't know I don't know where they're at the moment. When I last spoke to Craig, I think he seemed to be a bit more focused on dancehall. I don't know if that was just the time I spoke to him. They were they were more active or. But I loved Spoilers when they played for us. I thought they were great. Again, so it was, yeah. I mean, Spoilers obviously the Craig connection for me. I think he saw Death Trap somewhere. I just can't remember the timeline exactly. Said that we should play together, or yeah, something like that. I can't remember. It was at a dancehall gig or something, and he said that, oh yeah, my other band Spoilers, I think would be really suited to play with you guys. So let's try and arrange it. So again, this kind of this it fit nicely that we could bring us and Spoilers together, and then obviously topped off with having USA Nails as well. But yeah, so Spoilers is cool because it's Craig playing guitar and singing, and he's got a. He's a good frontman, Craig. He's got that kind of slightly cheeky, charming, sort of naturally funny, whilst obviously being a very good songwriter, guitarist, and so they were great. I really enjoyed them. It would be a shame
it's a good session.
Yeah, it would be a shame if they have stopped.
Well, have they released an album? Don't know they've released some singles. I don't know if they've released a full-length album or not. But then I know they did go on tour about a year ago, didn't they? They went quite a long tour, I think.
Yeah, they did a pretty big tour. I think that was the one that Callum played drums on.
Yeah,
I'm just looking. So yeah, they do have an album out. It's called Anti-Vibe, which is also the name of
the label,
the record label that Craig runs as well. So again, this is all coming out because Chris from Cluster Rooms is the bassist of Spoilers, so I know again there's kind of that connection there as well in terms of recording. So I know, and that album was 2016, so it has been a good few years since they released that, and there's been no recording since then, as far as I'm aware. So maybe they'll watch this and they'll get in touch, and Craig will let us know. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, should we play? I can't remember again because these early days I was downstairs
Yeah.
just being the bouncer, basically asking people, saying, "Oh, you got any?
Got a
Give
quid.
a little bit of money. Got a quid, yeah."
Yeah.
It was. So I can't remember how much I saw them, but I remember definitely enjoying listening back to the session. And just again, just being like a really good band.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you definitely
really
had a bit of a raw deal at the beginning there with having.
Well, the great thing about going about Paper Dresses, the sound came quite nicely down the stairs, and then they had the security screen behind the bar. So if I positioned myself, I could sit on a bar stool. And I could watch the security screen, and see it and hear it. Yeah, but it was good. It had to be done.
Okay, so this is the song "Nothing" from Spoilers. Oh, sorry about that. Forgot about the abrupt ending on that one.
That's a great record, though, man.
It's a great record.
Yeah, it's got that good sort of, again, a bit like when we talked about dancehall in session 2. It's got a good kind of like almost punky pop kind of crossover. It's really good. They're a really good band. Like, yeah, really good, and quite an accessible band as well. Really, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, for sure.
I mean, just looking on Spotify at that album, I do remember listening to it quite a bit, and it's got some really good tracks in it, actually.
Yeah. And I remember their latest singles that they have released. I think they released some stuff around when we did the session, and it's all good, really good. And like, it's a shame if they're not gigging, because again, they're another band. Like you want to go and see, you go and see them when you come away feeling really good.
Definitely.
Really good, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, we should do some digging.
Yes, well, we got there on their email. We just need to,
just
when we can start booking again.
See what they're up to.
We'll find out.
Sure.
Yeah. So then, moving on then to the really sort of, it went up another notch.
Yeah.
USA Nailed, and again, what I remember most from USA Nails was just seeing the size of their equipment when they lugging it up the stairs at Paper Dress. and then just seeing this sort of stack and going like,
I mean, yeah,
Jesus.
the bass stack. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
man.
guitar cabs were huge. Remember the guy? I can't remember his name. He worked behind the bar upstairs. The
Oh
sort of
yeah, the
older
guy that
guy.
used to run the
He
Buffalo
used to run
Bar.
the Buffalo Bar.
Yeah, yeah,
His face kind of just lit up
yeah,
as they were bringing all that stuff in, and I was obviously doing the sound, and I was just like, oh my god. I think I don't think I ran anything through the PA for their set other than the vocals and the drums. None of the guitars went through the PA at all.
Did it not?
No,
Right,
well,
right.
obviously to record it did, but
Yeah,
then
yeah,
I just had the faders right down because
yeah,
I mean it was so loud that there was just no point trying to put anything through the PA.
yeah,
But it sounded so good. That
yeah.
was that was a sweaty one. I remember that.
Yeah, and it was, I remember at that stage, I just realised if you're going to book bands that loud in small venues, you definitely need to invest in earplugs.
Yeah.
Because I think my ears were ringing for about 4 days after that. I done USA Nails have done me some serious damage when I'm older. I think I'll be knocking on their door. But yeah, just like really good, and then also just obviously like I mean, they're just a really good band, aren't they? They're just a really.
They're so good.
Yeah,
I've seen them a lot of times, and they just never disappoint.
Yeah,
I've got a feeling as well. Like I think that this gig was the first gig they did with their new drummer,
right.
and they were a little bit unsure about how it was going to go. Not because of his talent or anything, just because obviously they've played with the same drummer for quite a long time. As with all these things, you get someone new in, especially on an instrument like the drums, where a different drummer brings an entire different feel to the to the music. And he was amazing. Like he was, and he's obviously still the drummer now, and they've gone on to be even bigger and louder and better than they even were back then.
Yeah.
I think they've done 2 albums since they played for us. The last most recent one was last year. They do all their recording at Bear Bites Horse Studio, which is just kind of up further north, North London. Wayne at Bear Bites Horse does lots of modern technology recorded there recently. He does lots of. He specialises in that kind of like slightly heavier sounding stuff. But yeah, I mean they're just always. If you see USA Nails on the lineup, it's going to be good. They're just consistently good.
They've got some interesting side projects as well going on.
Yeah,
I think they're also good to follow on social media.
Yeah,
the Bad Speed podcast.
On Instagram, that's good.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like they post up there, it makes me laugh all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's
and Gareth does a lot of side stuff. I think as Gareth JS Thomas, I think it is, and he does a lot of sort of electronic stuff. Bit sort of trying to think the right word.
Yeah, well, so it was Gareth and the singer came down to Hoxton FM when we had them down there that time. Stephen, and they were both really. It was again a really fun evening, like all funny, engaging guys. And I remember Gareth had he brought in quite an eclectic taste of music. The thing that's the great thing of doing these mixtapes, which you do now for the show, because it completely throws you. Like you always make that. Well, in the past, always made a natural assumption that if you're playing heavy, loud music, that's all you listen to. But of course, it isn't. Really, really good, man. And I just remember, seeing them bring their amps in and just kind of being a bit terrified.
How do you think I felt? Yeah, how do you think I felt? It was the second show that I'd done at Paper Dress, doing the sound and just trying to figure out what the hell to do with them in terms of just, you can only ask someone to turn the guitar amp down a certain amount of times before you just realise they just ain't going to do it. You can see them turn around and you can see their hands on the knob. But it's like when you're a kid and your mum tells you to turn the music down and you just test it by you just wait a couple of seconds, and then you just be like, "Yeah, I've done it." And if they say thanks, then you're like, "Didn't actually touch it," but psychologically, you think I've turned it down. I kind of get the feeling that's what they were doing to me, but Retrospective
Yeah,
was
and
sounding pretty good.
I think wasn't there something about was there something? Did they blow something at Paper Dress, or was there some worry that they were going to blow? Or maybe the owner Stephen was worried we were going to get a complaint or something.
I don't know.
I could of course completely
quite
imagined
possibly.
it. I don't know.
Yeah,
But it was they're a wicked band, and a band I'd love to get down again. I'd love to.
Yeah. But, I think we did speak to them. They did say they'd be up for it, but I think the dates that we had in mind, they were either on tour or they just weren't. They weren't kind of gigging at that point. So
no,
I've no doubt we'll be able to get something else scheduled in. So cool. So the track is "I Am Not the Things I Buy," which I think came out on an EP at some point. I don't think it was an album track. I might be completely wrong. Anyway, yeah, it's an absolute banger. So let's listen to it.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So good. I love that kind of half-time stomp that kind of develops into towards the end there. It's
something else.
Yeah, it's really
they are like a wicked. They're a really good band. Like, and again, I wasn't really when we started out doing this. I wasn't really listening to bands like these guys.
Yeah.
But just like really opened my eyes, and just brilliant. Yeah, really good, really really good. But I remember when I first hearing it, just kind of like a bit like Gritty Teen, just that sort of intensity. I was just like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah,
this is crazy. But yeah, no, again, haven't checked them out, then you really should, and you probably have done if you're watching this, because they are a pretty popular band, to be fair.
Yeah. It's the impressive thing about them is that they always seem to be gigging. Like they always seem to be really busy. Yeah, they always seem to pull really good crowds. It's that kind of impressive thing of people just not tiring of seeing them play, and I think that just kind of shows you the kind of band they are. That you can see them a couple of times a month, or like a couple of times in the space of sort of like 3 or 4 months, and you don't kind of just, it's not like seeing the same thing over and over again. Like they always kind of bring a slightly different intensity, and Stephen has a really good sort of dry wit on stage. Even on our night, I know that he was genuinely like, he was shattered. He works as a, I think he works at primary school.
He works at the nursery actually.
Nursery. And I know that
which makes adds it more funny.
Yeah, and he'd been just looking after kids like all day. And I know he was genuinely knackered, and but it's just the tone of his voice in the recording and some of the stuff that he says. Like even though I've heard it so many times, it still cracks me up because it's just like he just has a real.
I remember this. Yeah, it's funny. He was really funny when he came down to do the show on Hoxton FM. I remember. Yeah. Yeah, again, which I think is out there, possibly on the Mixcloud page. But again, real funny bloke.
Yeah, well,
great band.
It comes through. I think that definitely comes through in the lyrics and stuff as well. Like a lot of their lyrics are very said with a bit of a wry smile, I think, and kind of a bit tongue in cheek and playful in that sort of sense. So, But I would love to get them involved again for sure.
Well, what a fine headliner for number 3.
Yeah.
So, I guess I look forward to seeing you again to discuss session 4.
Yeah. I have to try and remember who it even was. It feels like so long ago. I can't actually even remember.
I think Modern Rituals,
Human Pet,
Abjects, and
no, it wasn't Human Pet then.
It was Abjects, Modern Rituals, and I think Modern Rituals headlined. Abjects were main support.
Yeah.
Who opened? I can't remember. We'll find out.
We should, that'll be a surprise for the next episode. And many apologies to the band that it was.
It's not that it's 90 bands we're playing with. It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be brilliant.
We can be forgiven. We'll give some extra airtime to them.
Yes.
That will be the episode.
All right, mate.
All right, wicked. That was very good. As always, catch you later. Bye-bye.